Hello and welcome back to Total Extreme Morrow. Whoosh, we're the best. Book wrestling. I can't get this camera in the right spot. Whoosh, yeah, that's better. How we all doing on this beautiful Friday afternoon? This isn't being recorded on a Friday. I don't know if it's beautiful. I'm taking a chance on the weather. Kazuchika Okada is leaving AEW in 30 days. He's 10,600 per show. Look at his popularity. Why are they letting him go? He has to be like one of the most popular wrestlers in the world. Where's the most popular? If I click on the most popular page, it's Dwayne Johnson, Will Ospreay, Cody Rhodes, and Okada is the fourth most popular wrestler in the world. Can't afford 10,600 per show. What's Ospreay cost per show? What would he cost? 10,600 as well. That seems to be kind of max. His contract's up in 94 days. What if they let the Billy Goat go? Would he be worth 10,600 per show? 37 years of age. Let's dip into his match history. Insane. Average rating of 82. Highest rating 92. Insane. I found the funniest thing in this universe as well. I think this has been created entirely for John Martin. Let me find it. Events and TV. If we look at the history of WWE WrestleMania, right? WrestleMania 46 is main evented by the Andre Memorial Battle Royal, right? Cody Rhodes wins in the main event of WrestleMania. Cody Rhodes wins a 30 wrestler Battle Royale. The previous one, Cody Rhodes wins a 30 wrestler Battle Royale. Drew McIntyre won a 30 wrestler Battle Royale. Cody Rhodes won a 30 wrestler Battle Royale. Roman Reigns wins a 30 wrestler Battle Royale. So in this universe, WWE have main evented WrestleMania 5 years in a row with the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royale. So, like, I don't understand how the Royal Rumble works. Who's the history of Royal Rumble winners? Men's Royal Rumble. Cody's on his fifth. Cody, Seth, Cody and Roman are the in-universe last 5 Royal Rumble winners. And then if we go to, they call it the WrestleMania Men's Battle Royale. It's the Andre. It's Cody, Drew, Cody and Roman. It's how funny is that, like? Just some of the in-universe stuff is hilarious. Who's their world champion now? World heavyweight Sami Zayn. Did they have like some undisputed? That's women's. Carly Bright, don't know who that is. Where's the world heavyweight? They don't seem to have. Oh, WWE undisputed. Braun Breaker, cool. One successful title defense. He's had 21 days. He's beat CM Punk. The year is 2030. Braun Breaker is finally, and this is actually very realistic, Braun Breaker is finally getting his run by beating CM Punk 4 years after he first faced him IRL. What do we got booked? We got plenty booked. Fight Night Series starting off with, we've got Emerson Jane versus Kamitani, Grapple Inc. making the first defense of their tag titles versus Hype Dogs, Killer Kelly versus Aya Brookside, LJ Cleary versus Zach Morris, Lycus Jim versus Noonan and Frehill, Nathan Boots Murphy versus Damien Corbin, #1 contender match for the Wrestling Fan Wrestling Show TV title. And in the main event, Renzo and Bullet versus Ilja Dragunov versus Shane O'Keefe and Ricky Sosa. 3-way tag team main event on the Fight Night Series. I think this is going to be a banger of a show. Where are we financially? We've got 282,000 in the bank. We made 88,000 profit clean last month. Tax was nearly 10k. We had a miscellaneous spend of 2,000. We've got a lot of money. We're on ITV2 now. We had our best ever month in merchandise, our best ever month in sponsorship, our best ever month on broadcast revenue, our best ever month of ticket sales. Not our best ever month of pay-per-view revenue, but it's up there. It was a good month pay-per-view revenue wise. On today's show, we're going to do the Fight Night Series for June and July. We're going to do our London show for June, our St. Canice's Clash Irish show for June, and then our 2 July shows, London and Rebellion in Ireland. So we've got 6 total shows on today's episode. I'm going to see if we can increase our network a little bit. We need, in order to do that, we need in the bank, if we want to do Europe, 360,000. If we want to do the US, 495,000. We're not going to reach that cost to increase in the US. I don't know which I want to prioritize. Europe is a closer market to us. It will be easier for us to tour there in the future. I want to get the US market up so we can run shows on WrestleMania weekend. You know, we go over WrestleMania weekend, put on a wrestling fan wrestling show on WrestleMania weekend. Oh, also, I wanted to show you this as well. This is so funny. It appears they're not doing the 2-night WrestleManias. So, the last WrestleMania, I can't wrap my head around why they're doing this in universe WrestleMania. So, the last one took place in Mexico with a 7,000 person sellout. Surely they could have put it in a much bigger arena. Like WrestleMania 42 had 36,000 people in it. That took place in New York somewhere, the tri-state area. So really weird things happening in universe. Let's get into our first show of the episode. So we've gone through the card already. We will just go through the pre-show here first. Maxer beats Galacini. Decent match. Keen Hilly's a new wrestler on the scene, graduated from one of the Irish academies. Said to give him a go. He had a 9 rating. We won't see him for a while. We do have a sellout here in the hub of 1,500 people. Leighton Buzzard, good performance, beats Keen Hill. And Sean Skywalker beats Kingslayer Jay. Very good pre-show matches. Probably should have added it to the main show. Damn it. LJ Cleary picks up a huge win here against Jack Morris. That's a massive win for LJ. 12 minutes by pinfall, opener. Zia Brookside defeats Killer Kelly. Zia has lost to Killer Kelly before, so a 10-minute victory there with the Brooksy bomb. Another decent match. Excellent match now. Keen Noonan pins Kid Lycos 2 with a Stormbreaker, so that's it. Noonan and Frehill defeat the Lycos gym in 15 minutes. Kid Lycos 1 is leaving the company now. This is his last match to go to Rev Pro full time. We'll still have Kid Lycos 2. He's very expensive. I don't know how we're going to use him. Might just beat the brakes off him with our own guys and then release him, because I brought him in to be a tag team. So yeah, Keen Noonan and Chainsaw both had performances in the mid-60s. You'd love to see it. 66 rated match. Nathan Boots Murphy defeats Damien Corvin, number 1 contender match for the TV title at the next event. So Boots will face Ricky Sosa. Beats Corvin with a Western Lariat in just under 12 minutes. 58 rated match. Decent match. And in defense, number 1 of the Wrestling Fan Wrestling Show tag team titles, Grapple Inc., Young Jay and John McCann have been beaten by the Hype Dogs. Mecca has pinned John McCann. Hype Dogs win the Wrestling Fan Wrestling Show tag team titles. 60 rated match, very good. Decent performances all around. McCann with a 56, Young Jay 61, Mecca 54, and Kuro 44. So yeah, Edward Stewart Tate cuts a promo after the match, calls Grapple Inc. paper champions. Never believed in them. They got lucky to win the titles in the first place off Dragunov and Dara, but now we've got what will become the most dominant tag team champions in Wrestling Fan Wrestling Show history, the Hype Dogs. And Nathan Murphy can forget if he thinks he has any chance of beating Ricky Sosa in London in 2 weeks' time. Saya Kamitani has defeated Emerson Jane. Fine match, 53 ratings. Kamitani was excellent with a 57. These two didn't click with chemistry though, so that's unfortunate. Would have made the match a little bit better. Still a great performance out of Saya Kamitani though. Raven Creed cuts a promo on Kamitani after the match, and you keep beating everyone, but you have yet to open your mouth and actually challenge me for the Wrestling Fan Wrestling Show Women's World Heavyweight title. Kamitani laughs and leaves. Still doesn't issue the challenge. 6-man triple threat tag team main event. Renzo and Dara were off their games today, unfortunately. 68 rated match though. That's an excellent match. Dragunov pins Renzo Rose with a greetings from Moscow. So the team of Dragunov and Dara have beaten Shane O'Keefe and Ricky Sosa and have beaten Renzo Rose and Bullet Smyth. Renzo eats the pin here. In terms of performances, Matthew Bullet Smyth was outstanding, out of this world. Ilja Dragunov was outstanding. Shane was very good. Ricky Sosa was good. Dara was poor here, and Renzo was okay. That's Dara's worst performance in a long time. So that is unfortunate. Ilja Dragunov, after the match, squares off with Shane O'Keefe, points at the title, says he wants a world heavyweight title match versus Shane O'Keefe. Dragunov has tried for the title a couple of times in the past and hasn't been successful. We'll see if he can be successful against Shane O'Keefe, but I think he has earned a title match. Now, he's picked up some big pins in recent months. Pinned Kevin Steen in that tag team match last month. Got the pin here in this triple threat tag team match. So he is looking like a viable number one contender. We're going to thank Dara because Dara's a little bit upset that we took the tag titles off him. Little bitch. Who else was good on this show? Kingslayer Jay put on one of his best performances yet on the undercard. And I tell you, Young Jay was great as well in that tag match. Everyone's happy. Everyone's happy. We're all happy. We're all happy, family. 10,000 profit on the show. We did spend a lot on workers. 13,000. That was the Lycos gym coming in. That cost 2,000 alone just for the two of them. And we did fly in some people as well. We obviously flew over Kamitani. We flew in. Who else? Ilja Dragunov, and he's our highest paid worker as well. So flying them in and paying them a lot of money is going to up that. We've increased our popularity in the United States of America. That'll be good for our sponsorship money. Not yet in Europe, but that should come soon. And we have also increased our popularity in the Midlands, Northern England, Scotland, Ireland, and Wales. Not in Southern England just yet, but yeah, we are a promotion on the rise. Let's just go straight to the next show. If anything funny happens with Okada, or if anything funny happens in the world of WWF, I'm going to keep an eye on it, because figuring out that they've main evented every one of the WrestleManias with the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal has just made my day. We're back with our Invasion show in London. This is an absolutely stacked show. Main event, 4v4, Tate Estate, Shane O'Keefe, Kuro, Mecca, Ricky Sosa versus Dragunov, Dara, Renzo, and Bullet Smyth. Kid Lycos 2 versus Jordan Devlin. Joe Anawahi, Roman Reigns versus Shun Skywalker. Grapple Inc., John McCann and Young Jay versus Noonan and Frehill. Saraya, aka Paige, versus Saya Kamitani. Team White Wolf versus the Big Bosch Bros. And opening the show, Leon Slater versus Leighton Buzzard. Pre-show, we got Jack Morris versus Antonio Gonzalez, LJ Cleary versus Charles Crowley, Sean Maxer Guinness versus O'Mari, and Laura Di Matteo and Leila Hirsch versus... Just realised my screen was all over the place. It should be fixed now. Get comfortable. Right. Okay, let's get into the invasion. Surprise win here. Laura Di Matteo pins Killer Kelly in the tag match on the undercard. 4,000 sellout in Parkview Road. Don't know where that is. It's in Welling in London. Does anyone know where Welling in London is? I don't. Maxer beats O'Mari by submission. Tidy little pre-show match. Another one. LJ Cleary defeats Charles Crowley via submission. Another tidy little pre-show match. And the final pre-show match, Antonio Gonzalez actually showed up, knocked on the door, said, "Can I get a match on your pre-show?" I said, "Antonio, come on in. Have a lad here. Jack Morris. Might have heard of him. He's going to beat your ass and submit you in 12 minutes. Knock a bit of ring rust off you there, Antonio. You were crap as well, by the way." Into the main show. Leon Slater defeats Leighton Buzzard in an excellent match. Leighton Buzzard's, what would you call it, his performances are coming along nicely now, I have to say. 42 rated for him, 66 for Leon Slater. That's in Push the Guy to the Moon territory. Next match, Team White Wolf defeats the Big Bosch Bros. Arcade pins Big Rab with a golden ratio. Decent match, not an exceptional. Kid and Carlos Romo haven't been performing as well as of late as they had been previously. IRL. I had to pause there. IRL. Edward Stewart Tate just arrived. IRL, he wouldn't get on camera. But he was actually here IRL. He wanted to talk to me about his book and he wasn't happy. Wasn't happy with his book, and so what can you do, Edward? Just you stuff to do it. Out and do it. On to the next match of the show. Kamitani beat Saraya by submission in under 10 minutes. Kamitani's performances they're going nuclear. They're going nuclear. Saraya came in for one night. That's it. We're not offering contracts to Saraya. Paige, you've had a great career. We needed you for one night in England to put over Kamitani, and you've done that. We've paid you. We've got what we need from you, and we can part ways amicably. Thank you, Saraya, for your service to the Wrestling Fan Wrestling Show. It looks like Kamitani's getting over like Rover. And Roxy has shown up to go face to face with Kamitani. Roxy is here. To you guys who don't remember her Ring of Honor days, she is currently Roxanne Perez in WWE Fedland. She was available. She's not a one-time only appearance with Roxy. We're bringing her in. And I've noticed in the last few days another major female talent from one of the Major League Wrestling companies, not Major League Wrestling, from WWE or AEW, a major talent has come on the market at a reasonable price. We will be making a play for that talent to join Roxy and Kamitani and Raven Creed and B. Priestley and Nixon Newell and Mina Shirakawa and Killer Kelly in our growing women's division. It's starting to get good and it's starting to get hot. Kamitani will be facing Roxy tomorrow night in Ireland. And Noonan and Frehill have beaten Grapple Inc., John McCann and Young Jay. They're 0-2 since winning the titles, Grapple Inc., so that's unfortunate. They won the titles and now they've lost 2 on the trot, so they lost their titles to Hype Dogs a few weeks ago, but now they've lost here to Noonan and Frehill, with Keen Noonan pinning John McCann with a hidden blade. Very, very good match. Everyone in this match was good. Joe Anawahi beats Shun Skywalker in an excellent match, 10 minutes, submission with a guillotine choke. Again, Shun Skywalker, like Leighton Buzzard. When we bring in guys, we kind of do this a lot. We bring in guys who don't have maybe much popularity in our region. They'll lose some, they'll win some, they'll win on pre-shows, they'll lose on the main card against bigger stars. But it's a way of getting them exposure on ITV2, on the Wrestling Fan Wrestling Show Network, and in front of the live audiences. Shun Skywalker put in a good performance here. And actually, Joe Anawahi praises Shun Skywalker after the match, calls him a tough little son of a bitch, and announced that he does, in fact, have respect for Shun Skywalker. A segment rating of 76. Excellent promo. Devlin has beaten Kid Like Us 2. 10 minutes by pinfall with a package pile driver. 2 decent performances. I don't know what to do with Kid Like Us 2. I think he's too expensive for his... He's a very good ability, so he's not too expensive for his ability. He's too expensive for my interest levels in doing something, basically. All Elite Moro has gone out to meet Nathan Boots Murphy. Nathan Boots Murphy, this is a home interview. Nathan Boots Murphy, pre-taped interview, outside broadcast. Boots talks about his upcoming match tomorrow night with Ricky Sosa. He says Ricky Sosa in the elimination match tonight. Boots wanted in, but wasn't to be. He'll see him tomorrow night. And in a great main event, fantastic. Both had good wrestling, decent crowd reaction. Ilja Dragunov, Dara and Renzo Rose and Bullet Smyth defeat the Tate Estate when Ilja Dragunov pins Mecca in 20 minutes with a greetings from Moscow. Very, very good main event. Not an unbelievable main event, but a very good main event. And that really sets up tomorrow night's World Heavyweight title match. Ilja Dragunov versus Shane O'Keefe in Kilkenny for the Wrestling Fan Wrestling Show World Heavyweight title. Okay, one of our rivals appears to have increased their broadcast quality. which makes us look a little bit worse. So I'll have a look at what that will cost to upgrade before deciding if I am upgrading it. Who am I thinking? Who did I say was great here? Kamitani at a 64 anyway. There was someone else who caught my attention for being excellent in one of the earlier matches. Can't remember who it was, so who will I praise? Who will I praise? We'll go. I'll have Seamus now as a road agent, actually. He's retired from in-ring competition, so we can't use him in-ring, but Seamus has come on board as a road agent. I'd say we've spent it. The way I'm booking shows now, we're spending a ton on workers. 17,500. Ticket sales 68,000. Broadcast revenue 4,800. Merchandise almost 10k. Overall profit on the show 52,000. Now, do we have enough to upgrade the broadcaster in Europe? Was it 360 or 320? I think it was 360. We'll see after the show. If we have enough, we're upgrading. We've already gained more popularity in Europe. We've gained more popularity in Northern England, Scotland, and Southern England as well. Let's go to tomorrow night's show in Kilkenny, Ireland, with the main event of Shane O'Keefe defending the World Heavyweight title versus Ilja Dragunov. We've also got a ton of tag matches. We've gone tag heavy on the undercard, but we've got Kamitani versus Roxy, and we've got B. Priestley versus Raven Creed as well, and Nathan Murphy versus Ricky Sosa. I think I've booked 8 matches for this show tomorrow night. Main event, Ilja Dragunov versus Shane O'Keefe, World Heavyweight Championship. Raven Creed versus B. Priestley, World Heavyweight Championship. Hype Dogs versus Team White Wolf, World Tag Team Championships. Ricky Sosa versus Nathan Boots Murphy, television title. Sean Skywalker is teaming with Roman Reigns versus Terry Thatcher and the Kingslayer Jay. Kamitani versus Roxy. Grapple Inc. versus Corvin and Kid Like Us 2. Making their debut in the opener, the grizzled young vets Gibson and Drake will take on Michael May and Sean Maxer Guinness. Pre-show, we'll go through the pre-show as we're doing the pre-show. Load of matches, nice few segments, banger of a show lined up. Let's go. Ryan Leverkusen defeats Sky James. Poor match, neither were good. Need Ryan to pick it up. Renzo Rose good here, beats Luther Valentine. Leighton Buzzard beats Duncan Disorderly. Payday for the boys tonight, you know what I mean? Brought in the Ballybun Bruiser, Tucker and Curtis Murray, and they lost a 6-man pre-show match to Chainsaw, Cian Noonan and Jack Morris. Jack Morris pins Tucker. There's a cool little trio there, I think. Jack Morris, Chainsaw, Luke Frettel and Cian Noonan. Might do something with them as a trio going forward. What is with my camera? Ah, that's better. The thing was bloody sideways. Let's see the debut of the grizzled young vet. Zach Gibson pins Sean McGuinness. This was an unbelievable match. Grizzled young vets, James Drake with a 62, Zach Gibson with a 70, Michael May with a 52, Maxer with a 45. Maxer is transitioning more. This year is 2030. Maxer's well into his 40s. He's transitioning more into... He's really taken over a lot of Paul Tracy's responsibilities in terms of our agenting work, along with Seamus O'Shaughnessy and Paddy Morrow. So we have a lovely little agenting team there. But Sean still wants to wrestle, but he's also concentrating a lot on his agenting work now at the minute as well. 1,500 people here in the hub. That's super no vacancy sellout. Grapple Inc. defeat Corvin and Like Us. John McCann submitted Damien Corvin. Very good match as well. Everyone was really good here, actually. Yeah, across the board. Kid Like Us 2 is good. He's just cost too much. Kamitani defeats Roxy. They didn't click, unfortunately. Still a very good match, though. Kamitani defeats Roxy in just under 12 minutes by pinfall with a star crusher. Sean Skywalker and Samoan Joe Anawahi defeat Terry Thatcher and the Kingslayer Jay in 9 minutes. Sean Skywalker pins Kingslayer Jay. Big pin for Sean Skywalker. Joe Anawahi was really off his game. He still had a 66. 50 for Sean Skywalker. 44 for Jay. 48 for Terry Thatcher. Jay is still improving. He's not quite where I want him to be yet. Like, he's a guy who, when I signed 5 years ago, I was planning on pushing heavily, but his performances... I just never got to that level of being pushed, but he's still slowly coming along, so there's time yet for the Kingslayer Jay. And Ricky Sosa makes defense number 1 of the Wrestling Fan Wrestling Show television title when he defeats Nathan Boots Murphy. Decent match, nothing spectacular. Sosa was unfortunately off his game, but a decent match. Edward Stewart Tate cuts a promo afterwards, saying that Tate is dripping in gold, as he promised, and by the end of the night they'll still be dripping in gold. Up next, the Hype Dogs are going to absolutely mow through Team White Wolf, and Shane O'Keefe is going to send Dragunov back to Russia with his tail between his legs in the main event. The first part of his prediction is right. Not quite a mowing through, but Mecca submits A-Kid. Massive. Hype Dogs make defense number 1 of the Fan Wrestling Show tag team titles. This is a very good match. 63 rating. Kuro 46, Mecca 61, Carlos Roma 62 and A-Kid 63. Okay, Carlos Roma and A-Kid are back to where they should be in the 60s. Raven Creed beats B. Priestley by submission in 15 minutes. Defense number 3 in her third reign with the Women's World Heavyweight title. Raven Creed immense here with a 65 rating. B. Priestley very, very good as well with a 59 rating. Overall segment rating of 67. That's one of our best matches in quite some time. That was an excellent match. And after the match, it's on. It's happening. Saya Kamitani challenges Raven Creed for the Wrestling Fan Wrestling Show Women's World Heavyweight title next month. Haven't decided if we'll do it in Ireland or England yet, but that match is finally happening. Main event time. And we've got a new World Heavyweight Champion in what looks to be the greatest match in promotional history. A segment rating of a 76. I think that's our best ever match. Ilja Dragunov defeats Shane O'Keefe in 17 minutes by pinfall with a torpedo Moscow. Not only do we just have our best match, I think, in promotional history, we have crowned our first non-Irish World Heavyweight Champion. It's taken 5 years, but Ilja Dragunov becomes the first non-Irishman to hold the Wrestling Fan Wrestling Show World Heavyweight title. Huge moment for the promotion. We are going international. There's no two ways about it. We'll see if the Irish contingent can wrestle back the title from Dragunov, but he has beaten Shane O'Keefe in a bona fide classic main event for the Wrestling Fan Wrestling Show. And this has been a holy shit. Cian Noonan has come out of nowhere and absolutely upended Ilja Dragunov in the midst of his championship celebration. Looks like Cian Noonan, who's been getting a lot of big pinfall victories in tag matches recently and has won some singles matches. You know, if you're paying close attention and you're picking up my booking patterns, you see when I'm about to pull the trigger on someone. Cian Noonan has been quietly picking up pins throughout the year. We're into June, slowly, quietly picking up pins, and he emerges as what looks to be the first challenger for Ilja Dragunov's new heavyweight crown. That's an overall rating of 75 for the show. That is our best show ever. St. Canice's Clash, sold out hub in Kilkenny, 1,500 people, on pay-per-view. Incredible show. Who am I going to thank? Well, obviously Ilja Dragunov has to be praised for an all-timer for performance in the main event. Who else was great on this card? Zach Gibson was sensational as well. Brought him in to be a tag team. Really trying to flesh out this tag team division. Raven Creed was also sensational. Let's call a spade a spade. Let's call a spade a spade. There she is, Raven Creed. Makes speech. Dragunov's happy. Zach Gibson's happy. Raven Creed's happy. 61,000 profit on the show puts us with 400,000 in the bank. That will allow us to upgrade our network. We're going to upgrade Europe, or will I wait and upgrade US? I think I want to upgrade Europe first. I think that makes more sense. We are a European promotion. I've noticed that WXW has reopened and a new company has opened on the Iberian Peninsula. So the European scene in-game is starting to kick off. We want to be at the vanguard of that ascent of European pro wrestling. We're going to upgrade our network in Europe. And we're going to become the premier European wrestling promotion before we take on the world. We're not going to take on the world yet. We're not going to take on Japan yet. We're not going to take on the US totally yet. We're going to establish a presence in Europe. We'll eventually or in the US. It will eventually establish a presence in Japan. But we've taken over Ireland. We're in the process of taking over England. We may not have quite toppled Rev Pro yet, but we will topple them. But when we take over Ireland, which we've done, then we take over England, which we're doing, Europe is next. Once we take over Europe, we're 1 step away from 2 steps away from world domination. 61,000 profit on the show. Pay-per-view revenue 56k on one show. Ticket sales 25k. Broadcast revenue from the network 961 euro, not k. Merchandise 3,600. Total profit 61,000. Popularity, yeah, no major gains anywhere. We'll be back in 2 weeks for Fight Night Series. It's actually about a week away. We're going to do another month in game. I'm going to check there, was that our best show and best match in promotion history. I'm actually going to do that on camera, on screen. Right, a couple of things to do here. Some checkers on Penta L0M is on the indies. We knew that, I think, didn't we? Anyone else there worth looking at bringing in? I'm consigning mad. Look at the size of our roster. You've got a chunky roster there now. One of the stories I'm trying to tell throughout this year is the rise of international talent on the roster. Kid Like Us 2 has 1 appearance left on his contract, so we're going to job him out to Fight Night Series. Dara is going to beat Kid Like Us 2. We'll pre-book that match. Dara, Kid Like Us 2. We'll say 13 minutes win for Dara. Right. We look at our finances. 402 in the bank. We're up 123k this month. We are printing money. Now, we do have more expenditure throughout the last week of the month than we will have coming in. Financial estimate. Although we're going to take in about another 10,000 in sponsorship. Our merchandise is growing. Our ticket sales are growing rapidly. Our pay-per-view revenue is growing. Broadcast revenue. Everything is growing. We're in a period of growth, severe growth. Sometimes when you grow too quick, it's difficult for a company. Our top merch sellers are Dragunov, Devlin, Roman Reigns, Matthew Bullet Smyth, Chainsaw Luke Frehill, and Shane O'Keefe. I absolutely love this one. Look, in Shane O'Keefe's contract, he gets 0% of merchandise sales. So we've taken $59 on Shane O'Keefe merch, and 0 of that has gone to him. All 59 has gone to the Wrestling Show. We are rapidly upgrading our merchandise and services as well. Right, so we want to go to investments. We want to upgrade and own our own broadcaster. We're going to increase Europe from tiny, I think it goes to very small after that. Is that right? Yes. Right, we're going to be losing about 16,000 a month based on our current subscription levels, but we're making so much, doesn't matter, and it does rapidly increase our what would you call it, popularity in those regions. So that is upgraded. Save that. Now, how much do we have in the bank? Finances 42k. We're fine. It's good to every now and again have a month where you don't, you spend your money rather than let it sit there. Because if you let it sit there, you get taxed. Everybody knows that. Have your money moving. Have your money moving, lads. Look, coming from a top-class businessman such as myself, keep your money moving. Invest. Grow. Strategize. Now, the other wrestler I was looking at, whose contract is coming due, I think I'm going to sign. I've crashed the game. There's a wrestler here I think I'm going to sign. Here. If I put in some parameters, she'll come up. Should have done the higher. Right, there's someone that I found in here when I was searching who I think would be a great signing for our company. Stephanie Vakir is confirmed to be leaving WWE in 8 days. She's got fantastic skills. She still is in great condition. 37 years of age, female Chilean wrestler. Popularity in every region in the game. See if we can negotiate now, can we? We get her on a written contract, 1 year, $260 per show, 15% of merchandise will cover travel costs. We said 2 years, she's still only 37. Want to make that offer? If we look at our calendar, we got the Fight Night series and then 2 shows next month. This needs to go back a night. We're actually going to move that, I think, to... hang on, where are we currently on? Monday the 15th. We don't want it on Monday the 15th anyway. We want it on maybe Saturday the 20th. Let's look at availability for Saturday the 20th. These are the type of things I'm thinking of. Saturday the 20th. We'll be missing James Drake, Jordan Devlin, and Zach Gibson. Sunday the 14th, we'll be missing Dragunov, Joanna Wahi, Leon Slater, Zia Brookside. That's a lot to be missing. Current date where we have our London show, we're missing a lot as well. I wonder, should we move our London show here to Sunday the 7th where we have everyone? I know it's coming thick and fast after the Fight Night show, but that might be no harm. And I'm going to have to look for that because we have big matches planned. We're obviously doing Dragunov versus... we're doing Dragunov versus Cian Noonan. And we're doing Saya Kamitani versus Raven Creed. So I'm going to have to look for dates that none of them are affected. The current date for the Rebellion show, Saya Kamitani, is unavailable. Is she unavailable on Saturday the 27th? Saturday the 20th. She's available Saturday the 20th. See, when you're a top class booker such as myself, this is the kind of stuff you have to be looking at. You need to be checking your dates. Right, we'll be back for the next shows. Bangers. Just a little something I noticed there as I was going through the game. They kind of give out of the year so far awards. You don't actually get an award for this. But once again, male young wrestler of the year for the half year. He's trending on winning it for the second time. If he can continue his form for another 6 months, that's John McCann. Awesome. I'm going to the next show. Just had to pop in with that. Right, we've got the, Fight Night Series Episode 8 on ITV2 and Wrestling Fan Wrestling Show Network. I think we upgraded, didn't we? Yeah, we upgraded Europe, so this will be our first one post-upgrade, I believe. Is there a way I can check it here? I probably can. Check here, broadcasting. Can't check broadcasting at this stage. Can we check coverage over here or anything? No, can't check it while in the booking screen. Let's get into the show. Good little show lined up. Opener with Roxy. Is that in the way there? No, that's better. I can see the ratings. Not a great match. Roxy and Nixel Newell didn't click, and Roxy was off her game. We're in the National Stadium. We've got 2,071 people in the National Stadium. How do you feel about that? OTT. Disappointing performances here from Roxy and Nixel Newell. 44 opener, not great. And the big Bosch Bros defeat Thatcher and Jay in just under 10 minutes. Big Rab pins the Kingslayer Jay. After the match, Frehill and Noonan hit the ring, cut promos on Thatcher and Jay, telling them that they're everything that's wrong with the Wrestling Fan Wrestling Show. They've lost their heart, they've lost their spine, they're just nothing. They've become jobbers. Terry Thatcher, former world champion, Kingslayer Jay, supposed to be the next great up-and-comer of Irish professional wrestling, and here they are, eating pins to the big Bosch Bros. So very cutting words there from Chainsaw and Cian Noonan. Martina defeats Mina Shirakawa in 10.5 minutes by submission with Mr. Direxo. 54 rated match. Martina with a 51, Mina with a 49. Decent little match there. We get a little 3-minute training package of John McCann and Young Jay training. John is teaching Young Jay a new submission maneuver in the Grapple Academy. Young Jay learning the grappling skills. You know, he's good high flyer, very flashy performer, but he's really been working with John McCann on the art of grappling. And you know, that will round out young Jay's game, make him a more complete professional wrestler. And in a debut match for both of these, Stephanie Vicaire has beaten Chelsea Green in 10 minutes 20 seconds. We brought in Chelsea Green for one night, literally, to put over Stephanie Vicaire. Stephanie Vicaire with a performance 50, Chelsea Green with a performance 52. Stephanie will be with us going forward. Chelsea Green brought her over for the night. Great performer. Just to get her, you know, on the card. She's a little bit older in game now, unfortunately. But yeah, we might bring her back in the future. But yeah, she came in for one night to the job, Stephanie. Excellent match. Ricky Sosa and Leon Slater, both awesome here. Ricky Sosa defeats Leon Slater in 12 minutes 20 seconds by pinfall. Defense number 2 of the Wrestling Fan Wrestling Show TV title. Edward Stewart Tate cuts a promo afterwards. Basically, you know, that they have 3 of the 4 male titles in the company, but Shane O'Keefe wants the World Heavyweight title back. Ilja Dragunov does not deserve to be the world champion, and Shane O'Keefe wasn't ready for the match. He wasn't expecting it, even though he was, like, you know. But this is just typical Tate nonsense. Very good segment rating. And here, the Tate estate of Shane O'Keefe, Mecca and Kuro defeat Nathan Boots Murphy, CBL and Carlos Romo. Shane O'Keefe pins Carlos Romo, the super pile driver. That's his second rope pile driver. Good performance all around. Very good segment rating, 61. Match of Bullet Smyth has attacked Shane O'Keefe after the bell, and they're brawling all around ringside. Everyone's getting involved. CBL, Nathan Murphy, Carlos Romo, Kuro, Tate even, Mecca. Great segment. Just utter carnage. Main event then, not a great match. Again, Dara underperforms, but he beats Kid Like Us 2 in 13 minutes by pinfall. Kind of disappointing match. I put this in the main event to help Dara, but kind of backfired on me there, didn't it? Still though, very good show. Overall rating show 63. Let's see how we perform. We're not thank. Oh no, do you know what? I am going to thank Dara because guy's pissed off at the minute because I made him lose his because of the way he lost the tag titles. He's not happy. We got bigger plans for you, Dara. Stop moaning, man. 20 grand profit on the night, 28k in ticket sales, 7k in broadcast revenue. That's good. Merchandise just under 5. Overall profit of 20,000 euros. Increase in population in all the Irish and UK regions. Marginal gains. We just bumped up one in Europe recently, so I don't expect that to go up for another maybe 3-4 shows. US same, so another 3-4 shows. US one will go up, but great gains all across Ireland and the rest of UK and England. Okay, we got a London show. We got Dragunov defending his tag team title, or his world title, sorry, and we got Raven Creed versus Saya Kamitani. Their main event in one show, Dragunov's main event in the other show. Huge ramifications. We'll have Roman Reigns back. I think he's teaming with Shun Skywalker on the next show. He's kind of taking Shun Skywalker under his wing a little bit. So we'll have all the stars rolling out between London and again back to the National Stadium in 2 weeks' time for Saya Kamitani versus Raven Creed. Back to London to pay homage to the dead company, LDN. Cian Noonan, Ilja Dragunov, World Heavyweight title. Banger show. Right. Load of pre-show matches as well. Pre-show Roxy beats a local worker, Aaliyah James. She was rusty. Decent match though. Much better out of Roxy than her last performance. Good to see. LJ picks up a good win over Omari. State pick up a win over 3 local jobbers. Actually, no, I put Galacini in there. We've got a sellout in the O2 Brixton Academy, by the way. Mina Sharakawa beats local worker Jade. Another decent match. Into the main show, we open up with a Leon Slater showcase against a local young guy. I think he's, like a regen in the game. I wanted to see what he's like. He was terrible. But Leon Slater was awesome, so the match was fine. Stephanie Vicaire beats Zia Brookside by submission. Decent match, good performances from both. Joe Anawahi beats Nathan Boots Murphy in a cracker match. Nathan goes to sleep with the guillotine choke. Nathan wasn't great here, but Roman Reigns was exceptional. Ricky Sosa and Young Jay get into a bit of a back and forth backstage. Interesting. Young Jay getting a few words in on Ricky Sosa in the backstage area. Caught, picked up by our cameras. Excellent production team. Really happy with the work those guys do. Chainsaw Luke Frehill beats Terry Thatcher with a Western Lariat in 15 minutes. Very good match as well. 60 rating. Chainsaw Luke Frehill cuts promos on basically everyone. Ilja Dragunov calls him a usurper champion. Cian Noonan will take care of Ilja Dragunov tonight, in the words of Luke Frehill. Cuts promo on Terry Thatcher saying, "You've lost it. You're not what you used to be. You know, get your shit together," in other words. Dara, Renzo and Bullet defeat Jack Morris, Damien Corbin and Leighton Buzzard. Decent 6-man tag, 59 rated match. Good performances all around. Matthew Bullet Smyth was certainly the best performer in the match, but yeah, solid performances out of everyone there in that one. And then Matthew Bullet Smyth cuts a promo after the match on Shane O'Keefe, challenges him to a 1v1 match in Dublin next week. Bullet Smyth, Shane O'Keefe, 1v1. Sai Kamitani has brought over her stablemate Rena, and they have defeated Martina and Raven Creed, the two Irish legends of women's wrestling, in an exceptional 63 rated match. Sai Kamitani pins Martina with a Phoenix Splash, and that's going to take us into the main event in Dublin in a week's time. Sai Kamitani versus Raven Creed for the Women's World Heavyweight Championship. And tonight's main event, unbelievable match. 77 rated match. Ilja Dragunov defeats Cian Noonan with a Torpedo Moscow. Unbelievable. Defense number 1 of the World Heavyweight title for Ilja Dragunov. What a match. That's one of her best ever matches. Cian Noonan exceptional. Ilja Dragunov exceptional. Defense number 1 of the title for Ilja Dragunov. Overall rated show 76. Certainly one of her best ever shows. We'll have to single out Ilja and Cian. They were just masterful in tonight's main event, and Sai Kamitani was masterful on this show as well, as was Chainsaw Luke Frehill, as was Matthew Will Smith. A lot of good performances, as was someone named Joe Anawahi. We just had an exception. That was an exceptional card of wrestling, and a €78,000 profit on the night as well. Broadcast revenue 6,500. Merchandise nearly 12 grand. Ticket sales nearly 90 grand. Spent 15k on workers, 12k show costs. Overall profit on the night of €78,000. Popularity again going up in Midlands, Southern England, Ireland and Wales. Still stagnant in the European regions and the American regions, to be expected. But yeah, Dragunov defends the title for the first time, defeats Cian Noonan. Who's going to be next up for Dragunov? We might find out at the Irish show next week. He's not defending the title, but he is booked on the show. I'm having trouble getting dates on Devlin, on the Grizzled Young Vets, and on Tyler Bate, which is really hurting some of the plans I've had for Devlin and Tyler Bate. And I have different plans for all of them to be worked in, but struggling to get dates on those guys. So I'm going to kind of have to, I think, use them as special attractions. And I was hoping to, I wanted to build up the Grizzled Young Vets for shots, tag titles. I want Devlin in around the main event scene. I want them mixing it up with all our talent, with the likes of Chainsaw Luke Frehill. Cian Noonan, that's proven difficult, so I'm going to have to pivot their storyline slightly from, I think, where the end. I have a long-term storyline planned for them, but it was to involve more of Devlin. That's a bit annoying. And who's the other one? Tyler Bate. Yeah, I want to do a Tyler Bate Ilja Dragunov title match in London next month. Hopefully I can get the date on Tyler Bate. I think that would be a great main event for that market. But yeah, let's go to Ireland. Raven Creed versus Sai Kamitani for the Women's World Heavyweight title main event. I think this is the women's second main event of the year, is it? I think so. Right, we're back for the last show of the episode. We've got the Raven Creed side with Kamitani main event. Bullet Smyth versus Shane O'Keefe. Ricky Sosa versus Young Jay. Dragunov, Renzo Rose and Dara versus Shun Skywalker, Joe Anawahi and Tyler Bate. Noonan and Frehill versus Thatcher and Jay. Hype Dogs defending the tag team titles against the Big Bosch Bros. Jack Morris versus Nathan Boots Murphy. Let's go. Big win for Jack Morris in a very good opener. Beats Nathan Murphy in 12 minutes. 2,100 people here in the National Stadium in Dublin. Big win for Jack Morris. He'll have to be in line for something pretty big coming up soon. Hype Dogs beat the Big Bosch Bros. Defense number 2 of the tag team titles. Kuro pins Big Rab in that one. Very good match. Decent performances all round. Noonan and Frehill beat Thatcher and Jay. Excellent match. 61 rated match. Everyone good here. Kingslayer Jay 46, Terry 43, 65 for Chainsaw, 60 for Keen Noonan. After the match, the Kingslayer Jay has super kicked Terry Thatcher. He has super kicked Terry Thatcher, his longtime tag team partner here. Team Smash in Wrestling Fan Wrestling Show, Pro Wrestling Universe. He stands forlorn over his fallen friend, but he has super kicked him right in the face and walks out. Holy shit. And in this one, Tyler Bate pins Renzo Rose in a fantastic 6-man tag match. Everyone played their part here. Ilja Dragunov in particular was outstanding, but everyone was at a minimum of very good. Renzo's best performance, Shun Skywalker's best performance. This has been a brilliant match. Tyler Bate picks up the pin. Now that sets up his title match with Ilja Dragunov next month. Ricky Sosa has beaten Young Jay in another excellent match, 60 rated match, defense number 3 of the Wrestling Fan Wrestling Show title. And after the match, John McCann and Ricky Sosa have a brawl all around ringside. John McCann, who is Young Jay's mentor and trainer, gets into it after the match with Ricky Sosa. What happens here is, John McCann comes in to help Young Jay from the ring. Ricky Sosa starts mounting off at him. The two boys get after it. Looks like John McCann is next up for Ricky Sosa. And Edward Stewart Tate has interfered here. Cost Matthew Bullet Smyth the match versus Shane O'Keefe. Fans didn't love the finish. There's always going to happen when we do interferences. That's why we do them a few and far between. But Shane O'Keefe hits the super pile driver after interference from Edward Stewart Tate. You piece of shit, Edward Stewart Tate. Shane O'Keefe with a big win, but a tainted win nonetheless. After the match, Matthew Bullet Smyth grabs a microphone. He's apoplectic at Edward Stewart Tate's interference. He says he wants Shane O'Keefe 1 versus 1 in a cage match. No interference from Edward Stewart Tate or the Tate estate. Tate says, on one condition, you must pass the Trials of Tate in order to face Frankie Vendetta in a cage match. You will face 5 opponents of my choosing, and you must beat all 5. And the first person you will face at Fight Night Series Episode 9, the first Friday in August, will be your own tag team partner, Renzo Rose. Matthew Bullet Smyth, in his anger, instantly accepts the Trials of Tate. So we're going to get Matthew Bullet Smyth versus tag team partner Renzo Rose on the first episode of Fight Night Series in August. And unbelievable main event. Certainly the best women's match in promotional history. Saya Kamitani was out of this world good here. Raven Creed was great as well. A 71 rated main event. But we've got a new Wrestling Fan Wrestling Show Women's World Heavyweight Champion, and it is Saya Kamitani. The third reign of Raven Creed has come to an end. And that means in the Wrestling Fan Wrestling Show, the biggest company in Ireland, there are 5 different titles. There isn't a single Irish champion left standing. Our men's world heavyweight champion, Ilja Dragunov, Russian by way of Germany. Tag team champions, Kuro and Mecca, French. TV champion, Ricky Sosa, Belgian. Women's World Heavyweight champion, Saya Kamitani, Japanese. And the current reigning Battle of Kilkenny winner, Roman Reigns. There isn't a single title in this company been held by Irish talent anymore. That's a sad end to this episode. The Irish talent have been toppled. There's not an Irish man or woman left standing at the top of this company. What do you even say to that? How do you react to not having an Irish champion in our Irish company? It's heartbreak, really. I'll tell you what's not heartbreak. It's the 72,000 profit we've made on this show. Pay-per-view revenue of 50,000, ticket sales of 35,000, broadcast revenue of 2,363, merchandise 5k, overall profit on the show 72,000. Sensational. Gains across the United States of America, all markets. Not in Europe. Hopefully next show. We've maxed out our home gains here in all our home regions, so that's no surprise. That happens every month on our third show. But yep, US gains. But that's the way we end the show. We end the show without an Irish man or woman holding any of our titles for the first and only time thus far in company history. What's this mean for the Irish contingent? The Matthew Bullet Smyths, the Chainsaw Luke Frettles, the guys who carried this company for years. Dara, former Battle of Kilkenny winner, former tag team champion. Nathan Murphy, he lost tonight against another outsider, Jack Morris. All these former champions. No gold. Terry Thatcher got let out by Kingslayer Jay, his own tag team partner. What's happening to the Irish talent? A lot of people are going to have a good, long, hard look at themselves going forward. And what are they going to do to wrestle back the big prizes of this growing and becoming quite hugely important wrestling company? Raven Creed, Martina. You know, the women's title was held by Bea Priestley before. She was the first world champion in company that wasn't. I think Laura Di Matteo held it as well, actually. But yeah, I'm rambling now. I've hammered the point home. That there's no Irish champion left in this. Right, so we're into Fight Night Series 9. Main event, Ilja Dragunov versus Jack Morris for the World Heavyweight title. It's kind of a last minute addition to the card. Dragunov wanted to wrestle. I was hoping the main event with Frehill and Noonan versus Grizzled Young Vets. Grizzled Young Vets couldn't make the show. They got booked on Rampage. Rampage is still going to this universe for some unbeknownst reason to me. We've also got the big match between Matthew Bullet Smyth and Renzo Rose, the Trials of Tate. Bullet will have to get 5 wins against opponents of Tate's choice in order to get a rematch with Frankie Vendetta. We got Martina versus Bea Priestley, Kingslayer Jay versus Tommy Flynn, Ricky Sosa defending the TV title versus John McCann, Stephanie Vaquer versus Layla Hirsch, and new tag team CBL and Nathan Boots Murphy taking on Damien Corvin and Michael May. Frehill and Noonan asked for some microphone time in lieu of their match with Grizzled Young Bitches. LJ beats Galacini, pre-show match, decent. Roxy beats Minashirakawa, decent match too. Into the main show, I already used my Grizzled Young Bitches line, so that's unfortunate because I had planned to use that here. As in, this is what Frehill and Noonan are calling them for not being here for the match. So let's just pretend I didn't use it before. Call them the Grizzled Young Bitches. They're looking for a fight. Anywhere, anytime kind of a job. They also call out the rest of the roster for allowing foreign invaders to whip up all the titles. CBL and Nathan Boots Murphy pick up a good win over Corvin and May. CBL pins May with a clothesline from Longford in 12.5 minutes. Segment rating 58. Stephanie Vaquer beats Layla Hirsch in 7 minutes. Decent performances, decent match. got 2,316 people in the National Basketball Arena. We had to go. We've grown above the National Stadium, unfortunately. Ricky Sosa beats John McCann, defense number 4 of the Wrestling Fan Wrestling Show television title. Overall match rating of 54. Decent, not unbelievable. Expect a little bit more out of Ricky Sosa. After the match, Young Jay is helping John McCann out of the ring, and him and Ricky Sosa get into some verbals. The Kingslayer Jay beats Tommy Flynn in 6 minutes by pinfall. Good performance from the Kingslayer. After the match, Terry Thatcher comes out through the crowd to confront Kingslayer. Before Terry can get to the ring, the Kingslayer just leaves. Martina, both of these are off their game here, huh? Thanks a million, ladies. But a very big win there. Martina over Bea Priestley in 11.5 minutes via submission. Bullet beats Renzo Rose in a sensational match. Match with Bullet Smyth was off the charts good here. These two have great chemistry. Renzo with a 52. Coup de grace, 15 minutes. Tate making Bullet fight his tag partner Renzo. What a piece of shit. But this match was wrestled very respectfully. Great match. Probably should have main evented. Edward Stewart Tate comes out afterwards to reveal he's enjoying this. Match of Bullet Smyth's next opponent in London. No, in Dublin. For All Elite Morrow's birthday bash event in 2 weeks' time. Match of Bullet Smyth will be facing none other than the Irish Ace. No, it's not the Irish Ace, Jordan Devlin. It's Zack Sabre Jr. If he defeats Zack Sabre Jr. in Dublin, then he will face the Irish Ace in London. I wanted to do those matches the other way around. Obviously, Zack Sabre Jr. in London and the Irish Ace in Dublin. But Devlin is already booked for a show on the night of the Dublin show. And Zach is already booked for a show on the night of the London show, so we couldn't do it that way around. Would have made plenty of sense. Into our main event. No, fine. We got the right main event. Well, both were the same, so it didn't matter which we main evented with. Ilja Dragunov defeats Jack Morris in just under 17 minutes with a torpedo Moscow. Ilja Dragunov makes defense number 2 of the Wrestling Fan Wrestling Show World Heavyweight title. Cracker main event. Used John McCann too much on the show. He doesn't have the popularity for a long match and a decent length segment. So let's see. We're into a new month, so our popularity will have... potential popularity gains will have reset. I want to praise Renzo. Give Jack Morris a bit of praise. And... CBL. Oh, the boys were happy. We made a profit of €25,000 on the show. Ticket sales 32k, broadcast revenue 7,960, merchandise 5,559, overall profit 25k. Popularity recap all across Europe, nice, and in most regions throughout Ireland and the UK. Right, let's just go to the next show. Yo, Morrow, it's your birthday. We're gonna have a wrestling show like it's your birthday. Why actually be in 2030? Fuck. Be hitting me mid-40s. Oh, Jesus. So as is tradition, it's my All Elite Morrow's a birthday bash where I book a show that I want to see. And I don't care about anyone else. I'm going Sai Kamitani versus Martina in the main event. Matthew Bullet Smyth versus Zack Sabre Jr. CBL and Nate Bullet Smyth versus the Hype Dogs. Young Jay versus Ricky Sosa for the TV title. Kingslayer Jay versus Sam. Team White Wolf, A.K. and Cara Trauma versus Noonan and Frehill. 6-woman tag. Raven Creed, Roxy, Zia Brookside versus Bea Priestley, Nixon Newell and Killer Kelly. And Roman Reigns versus LJ Cleary in the opener with a couple of pre-show matches. Pre-show match number 1. Mina Shirakawa defeats Laura Di Matteo. Good match, good performance from Mina. Con Kelly defeats Tommy Flynn. Not bad. both these guys have improved, actually. Good. Into the men's show, Joe Anawahi defeats Ilja Cleary. Very good match. 10-minute submission victory for Joe Anawahi. Backstage, we get Chancellor Luke Frehill and Cian Noonan approach Terry Thatcher and warn him off approaching or speaking to the Kingslayer Jay. Terry Thatcher seems defiant. Very good 6-woman tag where we get Roxy gaining a pin over Nixon Newell with the Pop Rocks. Good match that. How was Roxy? Very good. Reverend Creed, very good. B. Priestley, very good. Everyone else, fine. Good. Kingslayer Jay beats the Sem. Decent match. They have great chemistry. Nice. And then Noonan and Frehill beat a Team White Wolf. Key thing here is when the Kingslayer Jay is leaving, Noonan and Frehill are entering. They cross over. Noonan and Frehill shake hands with Kingslayer Jay as he's leaving after beating the Sem. Very interesting. And Ricky Sosa submits Young Jay. Young Jay, who's been working on his grappling with the grappler, John McCann, has fallen to a submission victory. He's not working hard enough with the grappler. Very, very good match. Ricky Sosa was excellent here, as was Young Jay. Edward Stewart Tate cuts a promo after the match, saying that Ricky Sosa is ready for the whole world. The Hype Dogs make defense number 3 of the Wrestling Fan Wrestling Show tag team titles with a victory over CBL and Nathan Boots Murphy. Good match. Bullet Smyth beats Zack Sabre Jr. in an excellent match, 17.5 minutes with a 19-16. Decent performances from both. And Zack Sabre Jr. actually shakes Matthew Bullet Smith's hand after the match before leaving. The Trials of Tate will continue. Matthew Bullet Smith will take on the Irish ace Jordan Devlin tomorrow night in London. And in a fantastic main event, and Martina was off her game here. This was partially, not a total carry job, but a little bit. They have great chemistry as well. Sai Kamitani defeats Martina by submission with a sickle hold. Sai Kamitani makes her first defense of the Wrestling Fan Wrestling Show Women's World Heavyweight title in front of an even 2,300 people in the National Basketball Arena. What a main event that was. 72, highest rated women's match ever, and one of our highest rated matches in company history. Zack Sabre Jr. wasn't over enough in the territory for how long of a match we gave him. That's bullshit game, in my opinion. Well, obviously, Sai Kamitani was sensational in the main event. Matthew Bullet Smith was excellent in the semi-main. And do you know who was great tonight? Ricky Sosa. Although I think this is the second show. No, I didn't. It's not the second show for Ricky Sosa. Praise everyone. Praise them all. I'd praise everyone in the locker room if I could. Financial report. We make a profit of 32,000 euros on the night. We spent 14k on workers, 8k on show costs, 250 on marketing. That never changed for some reason. Ticket sales 39, broadcast revenue 6.5, merchandise over 9. Popularity, we have gained popularity in Northern England, Scotland and Southern England. So it's a 2-point jump in Northern England and Scotland for the month. Will probably be maxed out for tomorrow night. So this wasn't on pay-per-view. We're doing a pay-per-view tomorrow night in London at Indecent Proposal. Marginal gains in Europe and the US. Let's go straight to Indecent Proposal. We're in London in the XL Arena, which holds 6,000 people. We're going to see if we can fill the place, basically. Main event, Dragunov versus Tyler Bate for the World Heavyweight title. Grizzled Young Vets versus Noonan and Frehill. Matthew Bullet Smith versus the Irish ace Jordan Devlin. Joe Anawahi. Sean Skywalker got injured, so he's been replaced by Leighton Buzzard. And Jack Morris will take on Leon Slater, Renzo Rose, and A-Kid. Dara versus Big Rab. Roxy and Raven Creed versus Sai Kamitani and Mina Shirakawa. Grapple Inc., John McCann and Young Jay versus BDE. Let's get going. Grapple Inc. beat BDE. John McCann pins Bittersweet Josh. A fine match. Roxy picks up a pin over Mina Shirakawa. Sai Kamitani has lost the match, finally, but she wasn't pinned. Is Roxy the next challenger for Sai Kamitani? Yes. We've We filled the XL Arena in the Docklands in London. Dara defeats a Big Rab by pinfall in just under 10 minutes. A decent match, nothing sensational. Very good 6-man tag. John Awahi and Leah Slater were off their game a little bit. Decent match though. Leon Slater with a 63 off his game. Grand John Awahi with a 58 off his game. Meh. After the match, Joanna Wahi grabs the mic, cuts a promo, challenges Leon Slater to a match next month. Leon Slater accepts singles match challenge from Roman Reigns. Match of Bullet Smyth defeats Jordan Devlin. Decent performances, not up there with their normal standards, but decent. 67 rated match. Match of Bullet Smyth grabs the mic, tells Edward Stewart Tate, bring anybody to the National Basketball Arena in Dublin for Fight Night Series 10 next month. He doesn't care. Edward Stewart Tate can bring whoever he wants. MBS 3-0 in the Trials of Tate. 2 more victories and he will get Frankie Vendetta 1v1 in a cage. Noonan and Frehill beat the Grizzled Young Vets. Chainsaw pins James Drake with a Western Lariat. Very good match as well. Everyone here was pretty excellent. Into the main event, Ilja Dragunov defeats Tyler Bate. Tyler Bate was off his game. Ilja Dragunov hard carried this match. Ilja Dragunov makes defense at number 3 of the Wrestling Fan Wrestling Show World Heavyweight title. 18 minutes with a Torpedo Moscow. 71 rated match. An excellent match. After the match, Ricky Sosa, the television champion who's on a tear, undefeated in singles competition in the company, comes out to challenge Ilja Dragunov for Fight Night Series 10 World Title match. All Elite Morrow on the back likes what he sees, likes to look at this match. Dragunov, he's been defending twice a month at the moment. He's on a tear. Ricky Sosa has just been non-stop TV title. This match will be for only the World Heavyweight title. 72 overall rating. Incredible show. Sold out XL in London. Let's finish that up. Who are we going to thank? Not Tyler Bate. He wasn't great. He was off. A lot of people are kind of off their best game here on this show. Big Rab, I like him. Big Bad Dirty Nicky, I like him. Bittersweet Josh, I like him. I haven't been using those guys a whole lot, so give him some praise there. Ilja Dragunov was great, obviously, but a lot of lads didn't bring their A game. We made 150,000 euro on this show. Pay-per-view revenue of 50,000, ticket sales 108,000. That's what happens when you have 6,000 people packed into the XL in the Docklands in London. Broadcast revenue of over 2,000, merchandise 24,000, for a total profit of 150,000 on the show. We've got 384 in the bank. Popularity recap, nothing to write home about, really. Yeah. That brings us to the end of today's Total Extreme Morrow. We'll be continuing next week with the Trials of Tate and match of Bullet Smyth to see if he can make his way back to that cage match with Shane O'Keefe / Frankie Vendetta. Ilja Dragunov will be taking on Ricky Sosa to start next week's episode. It looks like Noonan and Frehill are probably very much in line for a tag title shot off Kuro and Mecca, an all heel dynamic. Let's see how that goes. We'll see what's going on with the Kingslayer Jay, how he's getting caught up in the Noonan and Frehill universe. What's going on with him and Terry Thatcher? He's winning matches, but he's been awful quiet at the moment. Looks like we're going Roxy and Saya Kamitani for the women's world title. So an awful lot set up for next week as well. I've been All Elite Morrow on Total Extreme Morrow, where the best book wrestling.